along. What's going on, everybody? Y'all coming along with me to take my dog on a quick walk along what was I getting ready to say? Oh, I know. Y'all hearing me give my dog commands, which is very interesting because I had thought about this about a week or so ago. I'm just gonna, however long it takes me to walk him, that's how long I'm gonna do the video. And I started to think about, well, God had me thinking about things that to humans, if you will, is the impossible. And one of those things that I thought about, just something very quirky, something very simplistic, is, it's okay, that's a statue, is the ability to train a dog that up until what we know now, who knows what 20 years from now holds, dogs cannot understand you. They cannot understand English, which is why you can train them in different languages, right? How I train my dog is not the same as how someone would possibly train their dog in a different state, a different city, heck, next door to me, or a different country. And so I began to explore that. And my dog is pretty well trained. Fun fact about me, I don't even like dogs. Petrified of dogs. When he was a little tiny puppy, I was so scared he could fit in my hand. I was petrified. Not an animal person. When I say I don't like dogs, it's nothing against them. And if the camera is moving, you guys will be okay. I'm walking. It's nothing against them. I just don't like dogs. But I always wanted a Rottweiler. I had one Rottweiler that got sick as a puppy. Good break. And passed away. So I decided to get another one, which is now Mr. Bentley Jordan. Along. So I keep a leash on him. I keep a shock collar on him. Don't come for me in the comments. To each his own. And while I keep those things on him, it's a measure of protection. Because at the end of the day, he's still an animal. It doesn't matter how hard I've worked to train him, which I did a lot of his training when he was much younger, to where I can look at him and he knows what I'm asking of him, ironically. Once I get on this main street, I'll be able to pay attention or look at the camera a little bit more, so bear with me. And hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'll probably have to talk a little louder because it's traffic. But I put a lot of work into him when he was younger. Even before I got him, well, now I feel like it's going to be windy. So you guys are probably going to hear a lot of wind while I'm recording this video. But you know what? You've heard worse. Before I got him, purchased him, bought him, my sister had a Rottie. And I did lots of research. Number one, he's a large breed dog. Number two, right? Large breed dogs don't get the best reputation depending on the breed. He's one of those breeds. Rottweilers have had a little bit of a better reputation. Y'all, this is gonna be so funny. If I go to upload this video and realize the background noise ain't even that loud and I'm screaming, I'm gonna be so irritated. But anyway, my sister had a Rottie. But then even after that, I actually didn't like my sister's dog because I was scared of it. Never really was around it like that. She would always have to put it up. And she would say, she's not gonna do anything. I'm like, nah. But I did months and months of research. Actually, what's funny is, y'all ever watch videos to things that you kind of like, this don't even really apply to me, or you just find yourself watching certain things. Like, even though I have a dog, Y'all, I love watching dog videos about small dogs, big dogs, training dogs. I do not know why. And I don't apply a third of the things that I see on there. Because Bentley is now 3 years old, so he's pretty much where he's supposed to be training wise, right? Of course, I always make sure I keep his mind going because of the type of breed he is. But anyway, I did lots of research before I got him. Why? My biggest thing was because I had a son. And at the time, my son was much younger. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to get a breed of a dog who potentially can bite my baby fingers off. Because at the time, his fingers were smaller. Even though he's older now, this dog still can bite your fingers off, okay? Their PSI is high. So I wanted to make sure at all costs that I knew what I was getting into. Not to just train it and tell it what to do and have it, me control. No, but I wanted to learn a mutual respect and how do I gain its trust, its confidence, its love, etc. How can I be a better owner, right? For many, many reasons. See, when I make that noise, he knows I'm telling him to slow down. I only want him so many feet in front of me. So every once in a while, I'll do stuff while we're walking to keep him intact with the training. But back to the point. We're going to make a quick turn because this level of wind is crazy. Man, right here, somebody had a bad accident. And it's a lot of glass, which I don't like walking him through this. I don't want to walk him through this glass. Come here, buddy. Let's sit. Come. Good boy. I still reward him. I still tell him he does good. Doesn't matter that I held for 3 years. I never can assume he knows what I'm asking of him. We constantly are working together. But he definitely knows I'm the pack leader. And I've seen with this particular breed, and people may have different opinions, while they're big and while they're dominant, they have to know who the pack leader is, just as if they're in the wild and you're a dog. So funny because he herds me and all type of things. Back to my point. Along. And I was thinking about the impossible. I'm like, how can you get a dog to do what you want? Granted, you can accompany it with rewards and repetitiveness and etc. I get all of that. But I was just thinking that it is so amazing that even though they do not understand English, we still use English words and they still do what we ask, right? So then, they still do what is asked of them. So then I began to think about other impossible things. Stories in the Bible where it was the impossible. And the Lord began to challenge me. I want you to begin to speak and think and function in the impossible. I said, wow, okay. And so he told me, it's not for you to figure out how I'm going to do it. I just want you to begin to train yourself to think and to speak, the first two, in the impossible. Ask me for the impossible. Think about the impossible. People talk about, what though? You can't even imagine your most wildest dream. And then he even told me, even in the way that you think or speak, respectfully, still, he didn't say respectfully, I'm saying this to y'all, respectfully still cannot compare to what the Lord has for you. Because if you can imagine it, you don't need him. If you can do it yourself, you don't need him. And I know that there's people that watch me and they're like, I'm not really sold on this Jesus guy. No problem. Well, we just talking. So, number one, I want to challenge y'all to think and then to speak the impossible. Can you imagine if you were on a cruise with your friends let's take it a notch down, right? Because let's take it a notch down. Can you imagine being out of town and you guys are going on a little excursion on the water, and you get in the boat and they take you out a little bit, whether it's to do parasailing or fishing, and y'all all on a boat. I want you to just think of whoever your good friends are you would take a trip with. Or even if you did a solo travel, there's a lot of people that are doing that. And I told myself, as afraid of traveling solo, I've been to 2 places by myself before, but I want to go a little bit further than what I'm most comfortable with. But imagine you just being either solo with your friends, you on this boat, and all of a sudden, you just chilling. It's beautiful out. You're enjoying the weather, and you kind of get into a little bit of a daze. You know how you kind of start, your eyes kind of get fixated on something to where somebody got to kind of, hey, snap you out of it. But you on the boat in your best 2-piece or in your little Burberry swim trunks. Because y'all know how y'all do when y'all go out of town. You want to get new everything and spruce it up. You ain't wrong. Right? You get into a daze and you're kind of like, I see something out there. Now, mind you, your other friends, they not even really paying attention. For real. He's so smart. He wants us to cross right here. But I've been changing it up a little bit. And I've been crossing just a couple feet down. And he like, wait, don't we cross right here? Come on, man. We're going to go this way. We're going to cross right here instead. And so they not paying attention. And you see somebody on the water. And you like, am I tripping? There is somebody on the water. Like, what? I know, like, you dang near don't want to say that because you're going to be like, these people going to think I'm crazy. Somebody is out standing out here on this water. And then that somebody says to you, come here. And you're like, me? Yeah, come here. And you're like, how am I come to you? You on the water. I'm in the boat. You on the water. I'm on the boat. You on the water in the ocean. How this gonna work? They're like, just come on. And they like, look, just look at me. Just look me in my eyes and come on. So now you get fixated with the person and you looking in their eyes and you step out and you start to walk on water. Then you realize what's happening and you snap out of it and you panic. And they say, I got you. That is the impossible. But that really happened. Go read your Bible. You have a stick. Y'all know when y'all see people walking and they have a stick in their hand because they want to fight off animals. They want to fight off people that think they finna come play with them. And imagine you just walking and you take that stick and you say, I wonder if this could become a serpent, and you throw it on the ground. Just a stick. Let me tell y'all. No, let me show y'all. Come over here, buddy. I gotta give a tangible example. Come. No, I don't. Let me see. Maybe not this stick, but y'all see this? This is like a. Come here. This is like a stick. You holding this, and you throw this on the ground, and it turned into something other than a stick. That's the impossible. But it happened. And so, okay, break. I'm gonna let you come over here. And so, we read these stories, and it encourages us for the moment. But encouragement and belief is 2 different things. Y'all probably, well, you might believe this. I was walking my dog the other day, and I'm in a I go down, further down. I go into a residential neighborhood. Y'all, it was a baby bald eagle sitting on top of a car, just sitting there. It threw me off. I was like, because 1, why are you over here? 2, why are you over here? 3, where is your mama? Now, I don't know what the eagle protocol is. I'm like, okay, do they go on their own at a certain age? I don't know. Y'all, it was just sitting right there. Y'all know it's not often you see a bald eagle a baby or an adult, it doesn't matter. But, you know, we read things and we get encouraged and it makes us happy. And we like, ooh. But you know what I learned about the mind? The mind makes us excited. But what's so unfortunate is I realize we excited for somebody else. We're not excited for ourselves. We don't believe we can walk on water. But we believed he walked on water. We get excited for other people. But there's a part of us that don't believe those same things for us, which is crazy because we have just enough faith we have just enough belief where we believe what we read. You're not really walking around thinking that you serve the Lord and have a relationship with the Lord, but think certain things in the Bible is a bunch of hogwash. And so I was asking the Lord, what is that? Why is it that we believe for other people? And let me help you out. Even if we, quote unquote, come out of the spiritual perspective for a bit, y'all, we will give other people some of the best advice, but don't take our own. We help people out of the most craziest situations, start to finish, but struggle to help ourselves. We see things coming for people, but can't see it for ourselves. We dropping jewels and wisdom and knowledge. Hold on a second. Stop pulling me. Right? See, at the end of the day, he's still an animal. He ain't gonna be perfect. He wasn't doing a lot, but any little tug, I don't like for him to do that because that gives him the mindset that he can pull me and he can never do that. But anyway, we see it happen in our everyday lives with the people we surround ourselves with, the people we're in relationship with. I'm gonna give you another example. What do your parents say? I want you to be better than me. See, and what do you say? If you have children, you want your children to be better than you. Or it's always like you want better for other people, but you still living. So why do you want your children to be better than you? They're just children for now. You still living. You still got breath in your body. You still worth something. You're still valuable. But it just goes to show you how circumstances, environments, being hurt, being damaged, being broken, triggers, traumas, the way we're taught, what we don't know, things we learn, things we have no idea about, shapes how we function. And so I said, why is it that we could believe for everybody else, but then when we get to ourselves, we start scratching our head? I have more belief for other people. Y'all, if somebody comes to me with some sort of questions and a business idea, I could tell them what to do from start to finish. But guess what? That's not always the case for myself. Sometimes I feel like I struggle to come up with ideas. Sometimes I have writer's block. Sometimes stop pulling me. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know if I could do it. But I could push somebody else in a dream. I could push somebody else in a purpose. I can literally leave an imprint on your life by the grace of God and with the help of God. But when it's me, it's like my feet be dragging in the sand, dragging in the mud. I wish somebody was around to help push me the way I push others. All type of different things. But the Lord challenged me with two things. He told me to think and speak the impossible. The second thing he challenged me to do, and I'm going to use this word loosely. I am using it loosely, but then I'm not. The second thing he challenged me to do, he said, become your own prophet. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, you see for everybody else, you hear for everybody else, you dream for everybody else, you have open visions for everybody else. You've told people exactly down to the T what was going to happen, how it was going to happen, the details of it. He said, but you have to now be your own prophet. Talk to me concerning you. Talk to me concerning your life. Talk to me concerning your destiny. Let me give you the same secrets, not literal, but the way that I give you secrets concerning other people that you have no idea about unless I tell you. I'm going to give you those same secrets concerning you. And sometimes we take who we are for granted. Even when other people don't appreciate you, Forget other people for a moment. You take yourself for granted. You take your value for granted. You take what you have to offer for granted. You just don't believe that you can have the life that you see other people have. And everything on social media, a lot of it is fake, but there are people in the world. It's 8 billion people the last time they counted, if you will. But there's 8 billion people in the world. It's somebody out there that's doing something, right? But you don't believe that somebody could be you. So even when you invest halfway. Even when you say, I'm going to work on me, you work on you halfway. Even when you say, I'm going to do better, you do better halfway. Even when you say, forget this, it's 2025, new year, new me, you doing it halfway if we just honest. You know why? Because you believe for others, but you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself and you don't believe for yourself. You really don't believe that you will become a millionaire. I know it sounds good when you pick up your phone and you make that Facebook status of all these things you're going to do. Or when you reshare, watch this, somebody else's post. But then when it comes time to do it, we know where to be found. Because we don't truly believe the very things that can be for other people can be for us. You don't believe that the way that you help somebody out in a difficult time, that somebody gonna show up and help you out in a difficult time. You don't really believe that the way you've been there for others, somebody's not gonna be there. You don't believe somebody will be there for you. You don't believe that the way that you've helped people financially, somebody's gonna help you financially. You don't believe that you were able to see somebody and realize that they were struggling or they were down or they were depressed or they had a lot on their mind or they didn't feel confident in an area, but you came in and you said something to them or you did something for them and it changed their lives. It changed their day. You don't believe somebody will come in and do that for you. You could even be in a relationship right now and you don't believe that person is capable of loving you 100% with all purity. There's still a little bit about you that feels reserved about it. Yeah, you seem a little bit happy. Yeah, it's going kind of okay, but you still have a little bit of doubt. Is this going to be forever? Make it last forever. Let's just be honest. And you know where it starts? In honesty. See, because when you begin to talk about your true emotions and your true feelings, the ones you can't hide from God, that's when he'll be able to come in and ease your mind. You know how I know? The same way you are not God. We're little G's. He's the big G. You are not God. But the same way you can look at a person and tap in and tell them what they need to hear. And they come back and tell you, oh my goodness, you have no idea how much you've helped me. And it can bring tears to their eyes. And they show their gratitude. They express their gratitude. They verbally say, thank you. You have no idea. You don't think God gonna do that for you though. You just a little G. And you know the things you've done in people's lives to make a difference. You know how you've came in and rescued people and helped people and bailed people out and been there 50 times over, whether it was good, bad, ugly, indifferent, chance after chance. All the things you've done, friends, family, co-workers, don't matter. Kids, cousins, BFFs. But you don't think God will do that for you. See, you think he's only given you the capability to do it for other people. But you don't think that he's going to show up for you. You think he's only willing to use you to be a blessing to others. You don't think he's talking to somebody else about you. You don't think he's capable of raising you up and establishing your business like you've encouraged somebody else to do. And you very well may have a little business right now, but it's some doubt in that business. It's some fear. So he told me to become my own prophet. And I told him that I will. You know, being selfish is a wonderful thing, depending on how you look at it. I call it a healthy level of selfishness. I told the Lord, continue to use me the way you have, even in a greater way. But I said, Lord, I declare that everything that I am capable of speaking and doing for others, I shall do for myself. And you shall send someone to do for me. Or you will allow me to see something where I will then be able to feed off of that and encourage myself. However you got to do it. Because guess what? I ain't all of that in a bag of chips. I might be all of that in a bag of pretzels, but I'm not all of that in a bag of chips. I don't know why God gives me the things he gives me to say to people. And they come to me, they cry, they tell me all their business. All these people that I help, because I'm a unalive counselor, all the people I've helped over the years, all the people I've counseled, the families, the children. I don't know. But I told the Lord, just as though these people tell me you are God sent, you are an angel. I said, Lord, you going to send somebody that's God sent for me, where I'm going to be able to regurgitate them same words without all the hoopla, without it costing me, without it breaking me, without it devastating me, because life's going to do that anyway. So I'm not running from it. But I want to be able to say some of the things people have said about me. You've rescued me. I don't know what I would have done without you. And I'm not saying, again, I ain't all that in a bag of chips, but I'm all that in a bag of pretzels. I want to be able to have that feeling of being rescued, of being seen, of being heard, of somebody coming in my life, making the load lighter, pushing me, saying things in me that I'm afraid to tell somebody. I'm not as confident in that area like you think. I don't know how to really push myself like you think. I'm really not aware of this particular area like you think. Just like other people have said it about me, I'm going to be able to say those same things. And I'm going to be my own prophet. And I'm going to believe the impossible. I'm not just going to read the impossible in a story so that it can make me feel good for the moment, but I'm going to believe that the very thing that I've read, that I'm capable of, and that I will do it. So what am I telling you? Invest in yourself. This year, and even years to come, this actually should never stop. Do for you. See about you. Don't be afraid to put you first. That's another one of those cliche things and statements and quotes that we write and tweet and Facebook and Snapchat about. But we don't really do it when it's all said and done. But you gonna do it now. You gonna start somewhere. You ain't gotta overhaul your life. I get it. But you gonna start somewhere. You gonna start somewhere. You gonna start somewhere. You're not gonna keep showing up for others 100% and showing up for yourself halfway. And then you looking around expecting somebody else to come meet you halfway. It's not gonna work that way. Put some more of that energy into yourself. Therefore, you can attract other things, other people, other ventures, better mindsets. You can be more open when you have conversations. You don't have to be afraid to be vulnerable, but to the right people. You don't have to be afraid to be open about what you feel and about your dreams you have, but to the right people. No, it's not good to tell your business to everybody or be vulnerable with everybody, but it's good to be vulnerable and tell your business to somebody. You just got to know who that is. You know how I know? I've been that somebody for people. It's secrets people there's secrets people have told me I've never told anybody. I've been a person's confidant. I've been a person's everything. I've laid it all out for a person. So who am I? I'm flawed. I'm messed up. I still got things I have to work on. So I don't think that God can give me the same thing. I'm just all that in a bag of pretzels. The price of Lay's done went up. I can't even compete with Lay's. Come on now, y'all know if you was at a party and you had Lay's and pretzels, what would you choose? The Lay's, right? So I'm not portraying like I'm Lay's. I be the pretzel, but I got something to offer. And I got to put myself in a position to be a better me so that when somebody comes and offers me something, whether it's a business deal, whether it's personal, I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I don't get nervous because they pushing me. I don't back down from constructive criticism. I don't get scared because, hey, it's a little bit of pressure. I'm going to be able to take the pressure. I'm going to be able to take the ups, the downs, the left, the rights for the betterment of myself, for the betterment of those connected to me. So what am I saying? All in all, it starts with you. Somebody may not come along today and rescue you out of your pit. But it starts with you, though. If you too drained and you can't open up your mouth, wake up every day and put on something where you can get it in your spirit, put it in your ears. Start your day like that. I tell people, find those intimate moments. While you cleaning up, put something on. While you washing dishes, put something on. While you in the shower, put something on. While you lotioning up, put something on. Find these moments to build better habits and better patterns, so that you build better habits and patterns to invest in yourself, to love on yourself, to encourage yourself. Because once you start realizing that you're worth it and that you're deserving, you're not even going to be concerned about those that are not coming along the journey with you, those that may have fell off along the way, and being open to new things. Because last time I checked, who wants to have anybody around them that makes you feel like you're not worth it? Who wants to fight for something or somebody that don't want to fight for you? And I'm not talking about hanging in there with people that you know that they are really trying to make a change and they need somebody to stick by their side or stick it through with them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we holding on to things that are blatant and that are obvious, and we're holding up placeholders for things God wants to release. Because as long as you keep entertaining those placeholders that holds no value, you wonder why you can't get out of the pit. You wonder why you can't change your mind. You wonder why you can't do better. You wonder why you keep going through the same cycle. Because if I'm trying to get out of the cycle, and if I'm trying to get out of the water, and you keep grabbing my ankles trying to drown me, we both gonna die. You'll catch that. Sometimes you need that space to revamp and recharge. Become your own prophet. Believe the impossible and speak the impossible. And position yourself for more, for better, for greater. Somebody got the formula. The Krabby Patty formula. And once you find the formula, I promise y'all, listen to me. This thing called life, even when it's hard, it can become easy. You know how I know? Because how do you think people make it when their child has been killed? You in an impossible emotional situation, but somehow you still making it. People are homeless or living in shelters or whatever the case may be. It's a devastating situation, but somehow you still making it. After a breakup, after the loss of a friend, after the loss of a job, finances is down. It's a devastating situation, but somehow you still making it. Somebody got the formula. Life will be hard, but it don't have to be hard all the time. Life can be and will be difficult, but it don't have to be difficult all the time. Even the weather understands the principle. Unless you in Alaska, and even in Alaska, they have days where it's bright out. Even this void in the sky understands you can't stay in the sky can't remain bright forever and ever and ever. Amen. Even the sky understands it has to obey, and you have to come subject to this thing called the circle of life. So therefore, it has to be a night. It has to be a day. You see these principles all around you and things that can't talk. How does the sun know when to rise and when to set? How does the stars know when to come out? Who's giving them that command, if you will? So you don't think that he cares enough about you? He cares enough to give the world sun sometimes, and sometimes it's dark. You don't think he cares enough about you to where he says, hey, it's going to be some dark days, but joy is an option. It's going to be some lonely days, but companionship is an option. It's going to be some sorrowful days, but peace is an option. There's always another option, and there's always another way, but it starts with you.